But oh my god!
That warning.
What is that?
There was a countdown.
Blast off.
All right, this podcast is blasting off.
Holy crap! Well, welcome everyone to another episode of the Knife Nuts podcast. All that crazy stuff you just heard, we're trying some new software here, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we're trying to
How's
actually
everybody doing?
take that Patreon money and turn it into a slightly better sounding podcast.
Yeah, we're giving away a knife this episode too. Don't let me forget.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
Primordial.
our second. No, first. Still, we're still on
What
the
are you
first.
fucking talking about? No, this is the second giveaway.
Oh, okay. It's a gotcha. Good.
I
Making sure.
I have no idea.
I'm the voice of I'm the voice of the people. Wanted to make sure that we already gave one away.
We're giving two away. This is news to me.
We're giving one knife away. What the hell are you?
Yeah,
talking
Jake. You know what? You're banned. I'm muting you. I don't even think I can mute you.
How did you fuck this up already?
I can't mute you. God damn it.
I thought we were doing a monthly giveaway, and that's why Patreon yelled at us for having a monthly giveaway.
Yeah.
That's one knife.
Well, let's just move.
We have one knife. We have one knife to give away this episode. That will be I guess technically you're right. It will be the October knife that we're giving away in early November, and I suppose there will be another knife towards the end of the month.
Because we're nothing
Is
if
that
not
what you're referring
punctual with
to?
this podcast.
Because we're actually horrible people. I don't know what to say. Either way, we had a lot of stuff that we wanted to cover that we didn't get to in the last episode with Jeff. So I know we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Do you want to start with some new acquisitions that we've received?
Sure.
I have a shitload.
We
So
got
you
we got
guys
some of the same stuff
go.
actually, so we can certainly chime in about that. Let me get the boring shit out of the way. I got a backpack, which feels like very infantilizing, but I finally had to switch back to a backpack from a laptop bag. I got a Maxpedition Entity 23. I have no idea what size backpack is a normal size, so I just picked this one at random. It's actually really nice. It's a very nicely made backpack. It's not...
That's very tactical of you.
It's not super tactical looking. Like, it doesn't have any molly strapping and shit, which is what I did not want. It just seems to be well made. It's got a lot of storage options. It's cool. It's gray. I think it looks nice. I'm very pleased with it. The only problem is that you can't really put a water bottle on the water bottle pockets when it's got shit in it. So not great design there. But otherwise, yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know. I still don't really love backpacks though.
That was a Jake level of boring that you just talked about.
I'm sure someone likes backpacks that listens to this podcast.
Dude, we're talking about whether the backpack can hold a water bottle.
That seems like
It's
a pretty
gray.
fucking important thing, man.
Is this how Brian feels all the time?
All the
This
time.
feels terrible.
All
It's
the time.
awful.
Oh
my God.
Is this not an EDC podcast? We can't talk about EDC shit. It's just strictly knives. You want me to talk about the new headphones I got?
A backpack is not EDC shit.
Unless you're on a college campus, which you are, right?
Instagram has told me otherwise. People seem to carry backpacks a lot. I don't know what they're putting in them. Like I said, it feels weird. All right, we'll move past it.
If backpack gets set one more time during this episode, I'm
Backpack
just cutting
bitch.
it off.
All right.
Fuck it. I'm out.
I got some knife pivot
What
lube.
knives did you? Yeah, let's hear about the knives.
Let's not even do that. Let's go full Jake with this shit. I got some knife pivot lube, which I know you also got.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the hot thing right now. Who is making this stuff? And are they giving it to people for free? Because everybody got it at the same time.
From what I understand, no.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
I mean,
it
I
just seems
bought
like people
mine.
buy it. It's $10. And they don't charge a lot for shipping. So yeah, I bought mine too. And it works. I don't know what else to say.
It's nice.
It's
Little needle applicator.
yeah. It smells nice.
Mm.
I didn't smell it.
No, smell it. They intentionally add a scent to it. It's like vanilla. It's quite nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The applicator is good. The thing that stood out to me the most so far is it says it has like a wicking action, and it really does. So like you put a drop in one place, and in an hour, it's everywhere. Not necessarily in a bad way.
It's 17 weight, which is heavier than the standard nano oil that most people bought, which is the 10 weight one. I don't know. It's a placebo effect. When you switch over, whatever the newer lube is feels better. It's cheaper than nano oil, so I'll go for it. And it's red.
I mean, I think it's a decent product, especially for the price. And we put it in one of the Typhoons that we disassembled and cleaned yesterday.
You put it in.
What was that?
What the fuck was that?
Was that
Oh
Brian?
my god, that was Brian. What the?
And
that was
now
amazing.
he's silent?
I'm so glad that got
Is 17 weight just too light and you blew your head off?
He's dead. We killed him.
He died.
All right, well, moving on.
Either way, it worked. It worked very well.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I am curious about, though, it just like appeared out of nowhere, which seems odd, but you know, it's working. So cool.
Yeah,
like
I
us
often wonder what industry they stole that from. You know what I mean?
I mean, they just put some red dye in.
Where is this?
There's no new lube.
No.
There's some very, very expensive lube for high-end paintball guns, and it's all just Dow 40, which is just an industrial lubricant that comes in 5-gallon jugs for like $100.
Hey, what about the nano robots?
You can buy you can buy like a dot of it for $75 if you're stupid.
That sounds like snake oil.
I want the shit that's with the scrubbing bubbles action.
Yeah.
But
See, we're on Pivot Lube now, but I'm still technically
He's going to talk about
my-
dry lube. He's going to talk about dry lube in a second.
I'm still testing out my nano balls. Remember after we were shitting on the nano ball technology idea, and then I decided to, well, at first you got some nano lube, and then I decided to join you and got a different brand, but the same idea, same technology, and I'm still feeling it out. I put it in basically everything that I've had apart lately.
Well, who is to confirm or deny whether there really are nano robots in this lube? They can tell you whatever the fuck is in it. You're not going to check it. You don't have like a mass spectrometer or some shit.
I can guarantee you it's not nano robots.
Seems unlikely.
Because Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah. But in terms of knives, we both got one of the same knives. Is the APurvis Primordial.
Primordial.
Yeah. It's really awesome. I like it a lot. It's a really cool small knife.
I've been a cheerleader for that knife since he sent me the prototype. And after I gave it back to him, all I wanted was to have that knife back. Yeah. I've never had that before where I was just like, I need that knife.
Yeah.
I literally, it barely left my pocket since I've got it.
It's definitely the absolute lower bound for the size of knives I like, but it's cool. There's some things I changed. I think the blade stock could probably afford to be thinner. The hollow grind on it is super nice. Why doesn't we do that? Like, why do they only do nice grinds on their on the OEM work and not on their own line? It makes no sense to me.
We don't care.
I mean, I do. I want them to do that hollow grind on more knives. It's really nice. I meant
like we doesn't care.
Oh, okay. Fair.
You see what I'm saying?
It's a very inconvenient name sometimes.
Yeah, I agree.
But
yeah, I do love that knife. I actually went on a trip to Pittsburgh last weekend, and I took it with me, and that was the only knife I carried.
I mean,
not that I had to cut anything, but you know,
I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah,
that knife is cool. What people don't understand is like once that knife is gone, it's gone. He's not going to make any more of them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I'm glad I got it. I was hesitating at first because I thought it would be too small, but
yes,
it's just.
Yeah, but I think it's a lot of blade for the size of knife.
Oh yeah, it's well designed. It's a good blade handle ratio. I don't know. 4-inch handles are definitely the smallest that I like, is what I have learned. So.
I understand.
Not going to try. Like the Micro Typhoon was just too small for me. This is about it. But yeah, it's really cool. I am less happy about the damage I did to the scale, but
yes, I know you broke yours.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll survive. It was a good story anyway.
Fixed. What else did you get?
I feel like it took just as long as after the Micro Typhoons came out, and we saw a DM about a broken pocket clip like 3 days later.
Yeah, there's just like a predetermined amount of time it takes for someone to break something on a knife.
A pocket clip. Yeah,
well, the pocket clip's fine. It's just the scale.
Or to take it apart.
Yeah, no, it just blasted right through the carbon fiber on the scale. That was a quick thing to wake up to when I woke up the next day. I looked at the knife and I was like, that pocket clip should not be facing in that direction. And that big chunk of carbon fiber probably shouldn't be missing.
Of drunken dancing.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and then the last thing I got. So this all goes back. Let me give a shout out to my friend Matt, who you can find him on Instagram at Grainside Originals. He does leatherworking and woodworking, CNC shit. It's probably up most people's alley if they're into knives. Anyway, he bought a home So I got him a kitchen knife because I use any kind of minor life event as an excuse to buy people knives. And I got this is I feel like this is a universal thing across all knife enthusiasts. Anytime someone does something slightly adultish, I buy them a kitchen knife as an excuse to be able to buy someone a knife. And I got him a Yaxel Mon. It's actually really nice. The fit and finish is fantastic, and it's cheaper than the entry level Shun stuff and better. It's VG10 as well. I was very happy with it, and I gave it to him that night, and it was at his house where I broke my Primordial. So it's the center of all these stories.
Buy you a Primordial.
Yeah, somehow I don't think that was his fault. I think I did enough damage to his house, so we're even.
That's great.
Yeah.
What else? Anything else?
You talk about the paramil. Oh, I got wow, the ZT470, which you also got. We should probably communicate about these things better. I had no idea you were getting one.
I mean, it was a split-second decision. When I had another mail call coming, and I said, you know what, I'll take one of those too. It's
awesome. I like it.
You know which mail call I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. Something else Sinkovici.
But correct.
Yeah, it's really good, but the D10 was definitely lighter than I expected. And I went through that whole saga of having to put super glue on the pivot.
The D10 is light on mine too, but not... You can't shake it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a light blade, too, so it should have pretty decent retention. But I was just surprised. The Atmos has a way stronger D10.
It's true. And a hollow grind.
It does, yeah. So there are some things from the Atmos I would actually like if they applied across this model, but it's nice. Like all ZTs that I've owned, it takes forever for the action to... There's just some sort of friction on the D10 ball that
mine was
never goes
literally
away.
Frictionless.
Really?
What, Jake, you handled mine. It was right out of the box. It flipped pretty good.
I'll take your word for it. I don't remember that knife because the others that you brought over were so overpowering compared to that.
It's true.
Yeah, it's smooth and stuff. It's just there is some kind of friction from the D10 ball, and I noticed it on the other couple ZTs I got this year. I'm sure it'll go away eventually, but it's worth noting. It's a good knife, though. I mean, it's my favorite, I think, of the 2018 models.
Of this year's offerings, I would agree with you.
Of the four
Dave,
of them.
If I gave you one of those syringes with the really heavy grease.
Yeah, you did.
Sticky grease. Put a teeny tiny dab of that in the center of the D10 tract. We'll try to clean it first, obviously, but put a dab of that, and that will take care of your ZT gritty D10 ball. Oh,
all right. I'll have to give that a shot. That is currently, as it stands, my only complaint about this knife. Otherwise, it's awesome.
It doesn't work on ceramic D10s, but
this is stainless steel.
On steel, it works nice.
Yeah. It was a bitch to get it apart, though. That having to super glue the pivot to stop it from moving felt pretty silly, but it worked. So.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should have FaceTimed me.
I mean, I tried the other things where you
an iPhone so you could FaceTime me.
I tried the other things where you apply pressure to the blade when it's open to wedge it, and nothing was working. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just super glue it. I mean, super glue's not that damaging. Just some solvent will get it out, so it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I've done worse.
It's just the idea. It's just the idea of using super glue.
Yeah, it's mad kludgy. It's not a great solution.
It's the date rape drug of techniques.
I don't even.
Whatever.
Okay. All right. Yep.
I don't even know where to go. With that.
I don't. Transition.
The technique that everyone would agree there's a better way to do it.
I don't think that helped, man. That didn't help. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna try and sell some stuff off. I don't even know if I'm gonna buy anything at New York. It's going down the list. It really doesn't seem like
things. Say that, opportunities will be presented to you.
Yeah, maybe. I
just cannot refuse.
I don't think I'm gonna be buying a $1,200 table price custom. Oh,
judging by what I just bought, I don't think I am either.
Oh, this is a good point. That was you need to get rid of that thing quick.
I don't think I need to get rid of it quick. So here's a couple things I want to talk about. I got a shit ton of stuff in. Okay. First off, I got my first Yohimbo. I don't know if I talked about that yet.
You definitely didn't put that spicy accent on it. If you did,
no, I have to. I'm only gonna say it like that from now on. So I got my first Spyderco Yohimbo.
Why are you doing this?
Because it's fun.
It's
at least I'm not talking about a fucking backpack, jackass.
Is this an Italian? You sound like an Italian man.
No, it's more of like a Spaniard. Yohimbo.
Naturally.
It's more like something. A Spaniard, isn't it?
Well, it's definitely not New Jersey.
So what? Brian's back.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay.
Either way, I really like it. It's one of the BladeHQ ones in M4. So I'm sure it's rusting right now because I haven't touched it in like
It's rusting as we speak.
I've been, yeah. I don't know why I like them, but I do. What else? Okay, so then I got another thing from BladeHQ. I actually got one of now this is the most ridiculous thing. I bought a CRKT Pilar or Pillar. It's a Pilar. Pilar.
I have no idea.
It's a Jesper Voxnay's design, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the S35 VN ones with the carbon fiber scales.
Allegedly.
I mean,
S35 VN.
It's not. Yeah, I think it actually is.
Go cut an apple with it.
We'll see what happens.
My one claim to fame was that goddamn CRKT Hootenanny in S30V. It wasn't S30V. CRKT's response to that was not great, but continue.
Well, CRKT, I mean, let's just be honest. They don't have a great track record with any of us.
They've got...
They're pretty far behind the curve in terms of value for money and production knife goodness. And
certainly quality control, because they've had multiple instances where their OEMs use the wrong materials.
And I still do respect them as a company for what they've done. You know, they partner consistently with good designers, good makers, and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And they have a lot of reach within. They get a lot of people into knives.
Yeah,
they're the one that I'm waiting. Like I'm waiting for their day to come because I think it will be great.
I think it might be in the past.
Yeah,
at this point.
There's a lot of potential there.
I feel like their day.
The day came and went. I think
their day is done.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, things like that come and go in cycles. You know, so at some point, 5 years from now, they're gonna coincidentally get just the right crew of team of people in there that turn the ship around, and we're gonna see good CRKT products again.
I mean, they've already been making stuff in China, so it's not like they have to get over that hurdle of moving production from America to China. They just need to get better OEMs. Is what it comes down to.
Yeah, I'm not saying they can't improve.
10 years ago, they had. I mean, the knives that I got from CRKT when I first started collecting were not bad. The knives that we've seen lately were not great.
I feel like they used to make stuff in Taiwan. Was that the difference?
I think maybe there were a few models made in Taiwan.
Yeah,
but the point is that this thing, it's not a bad knife. It's great design. It's actually a pretty solid little knife. Until you take it apart and you look at the way the thing is made. I mean, you can tell like these are backspacers just thrown in a pile and assembled as quickly and as cheaply as manufactured and assembled as cheaply and quickly as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's scratched up, beat up. The holes are drilled, and it doesn't even look like they don't even look like they're drilled or reamed. It looks like they were. I don't really know what happened, but the holes are not perfectly round.
The holes were made.
They were made,
and the space, the actual measurements were done, including a thick buildup of like dust and shrapnel between the spacer and the scale. So that was, like part of the measurement that we had to redo when we were pushing.
Yeah, but we didn't talk about that yet. So pause.
That shit looked as rough as I was Sunday morning after that party.
So what we did was, I said, why can't it comes with Teflon washers, like it's 1991 or something like that. I mean, and it feels like it's on Teflon washers. So the action it's not really an action. It's more like it opens and closes. So I said, Jake has a bunch of crap lying around because he's basically Rain Man. And I was like, do you have any phosphor bronze washers we can sort of, jerry rig into this little knife? And he's like, sure enough, we do. And instead of going down and just grabbing a couple that he has, he's like, oh, let's turn this into a giant adventure. So we spent like an hour looking at different washers that he had in his basement. And lo and behold, we found a couple. We did the measurements on the thing, and we were able to stack a couple up and get them to work for the most part. Jake took the time to actually get it, honestly, put back together better than it was coming from CRKT. Not that that was much of an accomplishment, but it is a marked improvement over what it was stock, and the action is much better. I mean, we did stack a couple washers on top of each other, but I mean, for right now, it feels a lot better than it did.
I mean, I'm no stranger to stacking washers. If Jake remembers when I sent him the fire tack and it had 6 washers in it.
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
That's a funny concept. A lot of manufacturers actually do that. They put a couple.
Yeah, I mean, you can make up for bad pivot tolerances. You just throw a couple washers in there, even that shit out.
I mean, and
it's more common outside of the knife industry than in the knife industry.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't expecting, Chris Reeve level tolerances out of this thing to begin with.
No, but it is hilariously poorly finished on the inside.
I was hoping at least they had wiped the debris from the backspacer before assembly.
There
was like a chunk of aluminum.
You ever turned on a garbage disposal with a spoon in it, and then you get that spoon out and it's all mangled? That's basically what that backspacer looked like.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, it's usually a $20 knife in like 8CR. Is it like 3CR or 8CR?
8CR. They don't insult you by using 3CR.
Oh, that's for other companies to do.
I'm not saying anything.
Anyway, it's not terrible. I mean, it's fine. $20 knife, it's great. But there's so many other $20 knives, or spend $30 and get something even better.
I forgot. I got
or if you
3
like to
other
tinker,
knives.
get one of those.
When Kizer had that ridiculous sale before our sponsorship went through, I don't know. Nevertheless, I still bought them with my own money. Where they had the Tangram Amarillos, or if we want to overpronounce it, the Amarillo, for $15 each.
Example.
Yeah, $15 each. I got 3 of them.
They're amazing.
I will give them the first 3 people I see wearing knife nuts, any kind of merchandise at New York. I will give you one.
That's a really good idea.
I will do the same. That idea.
What am I going to do with them? I will just throw them.
I'm bringing so much stuff, and I'm copying that idea.
Well, let's just say, at least for the Amarillos, I'll donate mine to that pile as well.
Yeah, so I got 3 right now.
First 4 people to come up to us at New York Custom Knife Show with some sort of knife nut swag, be it a T-shirt, patch, sticker, whatever it might be, we'll give you a Tangram Amarillo.
Yeah, and it's a real lottery here because 2 out of the 3 that I got are very good. 1 is just kind of okay. So just hope you get the good ones.
The one that I got 2, and I gave 1 to Jake's father-in-law. And the D10 on that thing was perfect.
Yeah, 2 of them are really, really nice. One's just like a little bit worse, but I don't know. Still, the other one $15.
It's just a little lighter D10.
Yeah, $15. Can't really complain about that. So
definitely not.
Yeah.
Moving through the acquisitions. I'm sorry, I made a list.
Well, that's good. Organization.
I finally got a micro Typhoon.
Did you? Oh yeah. Wow. It's been a while since we did this.
I'm not even complaining about the weight because it is glorious. I know if I'm not first, I'm last. That's what I am. But it is absolutely beautiful. Brian actually went out of his way to make it excellent. He took and put that deep etched, polished Damasteel on it and anodized it purple for me. It's quite nice. Now I just need some Timascus inlays and it's set.
Now you just need to break the pocket clip and email Reate.
Yeah, well, that I'm sure I will. At least I know a guy who has the stainless versions.
That is true.
But either way, I've really enjoyed it, and it's the one knife that I've taken out around non-knife people that know I'm a knife person and don't really care, that they always expect me to take out a knife and start playing with it. They have stopped me and said that knife is absolutely gorgeous.
People like, so that's the first purple shiny shit.
Purple shiny. It was the key, and I think it's also the size. It's not very intimidating. It's just sort of, it's a good.
Say that again.
He modeled it after himself.
I'm very excited for there to be a bigger version. Well, as much as I want to support you, Brian, I could not in good conscience buy that.
You mean the Evo Typhoon, the first knife to ever be delivered via Monroe transfer?
There we go. Now there's an Easter egg for you guys to discover.
Yeah. Yes.
The fact that you knew what that was is disturbing.
I feel like I knew something about that, but I just couldn't remember the name.
The first time I heard it, I was like, I cannot believe that that's a thing, and it has stuck with me for so long.
I feel like
I couldn't wait to use it.
If you read the book American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis, I feel like he describes that with a gerbil or hamster.
Oh yes.
No, it's not in the movie.
That's not a Monroe transfer.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good point.
A Monroe transfer is very specific.
That is very true. This is
all right.
Yeah, we got.
I'm looking forward to the.
We have sponsors now.
Yeah.
Can't talk about Monroe transfer.
I'm looking forward to that as well. Not the Monroe transfer.
I was going to say what,
but the actual knife itself.
Yeah, Brian, are we allowed to talk about it? I mean, you posted a picture of it, so I guess we are, right?
I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Well, there's a shitload of variations, which is awesome.
Well, I mean, I don't know which.
Are they not all necessarily making it to production?
No. What I want to do is the plan to do is once I get all the pricing down for everything is I'd like to go through dealers this time.
I can see why.
And so what I wanted to do is with the prototypes is get an example of all the different options and let the dealers kind of say, well, what do I think I can sell? What do I, what are they looking for? And then build around.
What do they know? Trust us to make that choice. We steer you wrong?
You can't because there's no making any of you's happy. And truthfully,
you're trying to make money off of these.
I mean, well, if I go to a dealer, I want to make I typically don't go to dealers, especially now with something like this. I've never done it before. I want to have buy-in from them. I want them to be excited about it, and I want them to be able to sell them. I don't want them sitting.
That's the real trick. Is that once you go to a dealer, it drives the price up.
Yeah, I mean, because they have to mark them up slightly, right? I mean, they got to make some kind of money.
Well, it depends on what I sell them at. I mean, I could take it until I talk to them. It just might mean I'm making a lot less. It depends on how it all works out. So it's just it's gonna. I've never done it before, so it's gonna be.
I think it'll take some of the burden off of you, which is nice.
But again,
well, it'll be fun to follow the journey as it goes.
Yeah, but you'll have one of the protos at least, right? In New York.
All of them, I assume.
I'll probably have all of them.
Nice.
I mean, I don't know if I'll bring all of them with me, but I'll bring a few of them, so you'll get to see example of just about everything. That
is the thing I'm most excited about at the show now. Those look awesome, and they're actually attainable for me with my income.
You're gonna like them. They are impressive.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't see you excited about many things
unless you get blacklisted like Levon,
right?
He
still got a micro Typhoon. Just last.
I did. Son of a Critch just buys up every single one of them before they're available.
Yeah, let's talk about that chicane auction, Brian. What did that was in the nicest chicane so far, and I was stunned when they had a couple hours left and it was $2,600. I don't know what it went for, but that was so
27.
nice. Went for 27?
Yep.
That's a steal.
I mean, $2,700 is still a shit ton of money.
It is, absolutely. But I don't know.
It's hard to say $3,000 is a steal for any knife.
I know, but one in full-time Ascus with Damasteel from Brian. I agree.
I mean, it's one I would spend that kind of money on. But
I think the kind of people who would spend that kind of money, that was I think lower than average price. For the kind of people that are just going to drop thousands of dollars on a knife at a time without being that concerned, I think they got a good deal. For the rest of us, obviously, it's insane.
When you put them up for auction, you never know what they're going to go for. You never know who's going to be interested in them at that moment. Unless definitely noticed
putting up a chicane. It's going to be son of a Critch.
Yeah, same person buys it every time.
That's only his second one.
Yeah, but it's like his fifth knife from you, sixth.
I guess I was including the 2 or 3 daggers he has.
I mean, he bids on everything, but he doesn't. He hasn't won anything in a while.
Yeah,
Ghost bids.
His Instagram account says different.
Yeah. At least in comparison to ours.
Sorry, I interrupted you. Go on.
He's done.
You didn't interrupt me.
No, you were saying about auctions, but yeah, I think we definitely.
You're also like a week out from New York Custom Knife Show too, so it's not exactly an ideal time to be. You're not going to get
know
top
when
dollar.
The right time is.
I agree. I'm trying to make sense of it.
So I saw someone in the comments say it used to be 3 days, and they think it's going to be done in a few years. I'm curious what everyone thinks about that.
It doesn't matter.
Mike Gavick just said something on his post about them canceling the Miami one.
Yeah, well, that thing apparently. Remember last year we did a show directly after that one went down. That was the original East Coast Custom Knife Show that was held in the spring, and it was originally at the same place New York Custom Knife Show is. They moved it down to Florida, and no one went.
Yeah, Aaron
the first year, everything is going to be like that.
It's been 2 now.
Wait, so it's canceled entirely for this year, for 2018 or for 2019?
I'm not sure.
I'm going to double check that post. Yeah, that's I don't know. Maybe it's the oversaturation is finally happening of these knife shows.
There were whispers of that even right after the show. So
that was a really weird show. And if there is a show that's going to get canceled, I think that one was the most likely because it was. It just existed in a weird space between like super high end custom and more run of the mill stuff. And yeah, it wasn't sure if it was an art knife show or a tactical show, and kind of. Did
you guys go to East Coast when it was in Jersey City?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no point in having 2 shows in the same city. Not even separate.
It was already moved to Miami.
I get why they moved it in the first place, but I don't know. Now there's so many of these shows. I didn't see a single knife that came out of that Blade Show West. The Blade Show West, I feel like, besides that Friday night thing with all the ridiculously high-end makers, for it being officially affiliated with Blade Show. Oh wait, no, was that even? Yeah, that was officially a Blade Show, right? Levon, those are your people. You should jump in.
What are you saying right now?
Yeah, I think I'm confusing 2 different knife shows.
Yeah.
So what was the thing Recon? What was the thing Recon won?
Friday.
Yeah. You're talking about a USN.
No
thing.
Recon
Friday, you're talking about the Friday night Blade Affair and the California and the.
Oh, it's the California Custom Show. Yeah, never mind. But Blade Show West was a month before that, right?
Yeah, that's in what do you call it? Portland.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
that's a different show.
True, but they're very close together and also on the same coast. I don't know. A lot of shows. It's not my problem though. It's good for us, I guess. Is it good for us?
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's just less exciting things per show.
Showcase knives, get to see things. It's good. It's all good. I don't have a problem with any shows.
Glad you clarified.
There's the lover.
Yes. Yes.
He's being the lover again. Briefly.
I'm being the lover. What's? I mean, seriously, who cares? I'm happy to be going to the New York Custom Knife Show, though. It should be a good time.
Yeah, it's still got a pretty good lineup.
Yes, I have other things.
You mean for the show or our hotel room? Christ.
That's going to be the worst part about it.
Oh, please. Well, I'm going to talk about that in a minute, but I still haven't gotten through any of these.
This laundry list of knives you've got?
Yeah. Why don't you skip to the good one?
No, the good one comes last.
Yeah, build some tension, Jake. Jesus Christ. How long have we been doing this for? 30 episodes now?
Right. Almost. This is 29, isn't it?
Good question.
I got 2 knives from our sponsor, Kizer Knives, and I like both of them a lot, actually. So the first one I got was one that we had talked about prior, and I had mentioned wanting it before Kizer was actually our sponsor, which was nice. We got the Pinkerton designed Nomad
labia machine.
It does have a labia shaped lock bar.
Nicely proportioned labia. And they work really well. They're ergonomic.
Jake is stating a fact that the lock bar relief area is symmetrical on either side. It mirrors the other, so it looks like labia. That's what he's referring to. But other than that, the knife is excellent, and then the labia is very functional. So there's that.
It is.
Great Persian design, nice milling. Kizer always used to have like some, had some growing pains early on, but they really seem to be ironed out. I have. It's very hard to find fault with this, with a lot of the newer offerings. This one is a sort of a midway point. So this is the 2nd generation of this knife. So it still has the swirly twirly pivot, which is a point of contention with a lot of collectors right now. I think it's really the only point of contention with a lot of collectors, which is a really funny thing. I mean, it is a hideous pivot, but the knife itself is very good. And I actually talked to Mr. Pinkerton about the design. There's actually going to be a 3rd version of it with a swedge on the blade itself, just to lighten up the blade a little bit. and make the action that much more crisp. I think it'll do that knife wonders.
If we could give Kizer some advice, they really they keep changing their knives and not really announcing these little changes. I think it would be helpful. Like someone posted on the Blade Forums, Kizer subforum, about, hey, I just got this version of one of Dirk Pinkerton's knives that I don't see any information about anywhere. It'd be better if they started sort of, I don't know, giving people more insight.
Listen, I can't complain about that. I like the idea of
the fact that they're updating it is good.
Continuously evolving the knife, and I think that's really great. Like, for example, I expected this one to come with a bent clip, and it has a 3D clip. So that was a strange that
was actually one of the things
that wasn't listed.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pleasant surprise, but
yeah, no, it's a really nice knife. I'm really enjoying it. It certainly lived up to the expectations. The other one that we got was one that I had handled the prototype of this knife at Blade Show, and you could tell it was in the very early stages, like things weren't set right. But it's the Minitherium, the Elijah Isham designed Megatherium, which they had released probably about a year ago. Really cool knife, a little big for me, and I just didn't really love it. It was a great design. It was a nice knife. It just wasn't for me. I got to tell you, I got this new one, the little one with the carbon fiber scales. It's really nice unidirectional carbon fiber, a nested titanium liner, anodized 3D clip and backspacer. Really thin, like it's got a really broad blade, so it comes to a really thin edge. Really great knife. I'm really enjoying it. So that's definitely another one that we got.
Much more user friendly, I think, than the big one.
And it's light. It's hard to find fault with it. You know, some people say that, you know, it's a scaled down version of that design, but I think it works better. People are saying I can't get like a full finger grip on it, but you get a good grip on it. It's not like it flies out of your hand. And for any of the tasks that it's designed to do, it's going to excel at them. So I can't think of anything wrong with that knife personally.
It is cool to see unidirectional carbon fiber out there, because I feel like I haven't seen anything using unidirectional carbon fiber in a long time.
Also, I think the price point on those knives are very good for what you get.
Man,
I think I think Kizer is one of the only ones, is the one that's really living up to that value brand sort of situation.
Yeah, everyone's pretty much left that behind or started a sub brand to fill that sort of niche.
Correct. And the sub brand is pretty sub in terms of materials. I mean, We is working on that now, but they're pushing their main product up market, you know, kind of like what Reate has done. Kizer's stayed pretty true to their initial month.
It's kind of crazy to think back that when Reate first came out, they had the Hills model that was like under $200. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen ever again, it doesn't seem.
Yeah. No, definitely not. So that was a pleasant surprise. It also doesn't have the cheesy pivot. There's literally, I can't think of anything I don't like about that knife. I know I said that already, but it's quite nice.
Yeah, it's taken them a while to move on from that pivot. So it's good that they're doing it finally.
The other mail call I got was a gift from Jake, and it's a knife that I've wanted since it debuted. And once they announced that it was getting discontinued, Jake sprung into action and scooped one up for me. And that's the Spyderco, what's it called?
The EuroEdge, right?
The EuroEdge, yeah. I don't know why I drew.
It's not a very good name.
It's not a great name, but it's an awesome knife. Oh my god, that thing is so cool.
It is.
I haven't been able to put it down.
It is. It's pretty ridiculous in a good way, though.
It's just such a knife man's knife. Like, you have to be really into knives to just want that.
I mean, it's wildly impractical. So
it's not practical, but it's just cool.
Yeah.
It's just such a cool knife.
It's not as impractical as I was expecting.
Yeah, I mean, it's not double-edged at least.
No, and that's, I mean, it's not lightweight, it's not small, but it's not impossible. Like I'm, you know, it's jeans weather now. Like, I can carry it easily.
Nice.
Yeah. But it's very cool.
Is that designed by Ed Shemp?
Sharp as shit. It is very Ed Shemp.
Yes. Okay, that makes sense. They gotta let. I feel like they keep him on retainer for all the ethnic designs. I haven't gotten a non-ethnic Ed Shemp design recently.
And this one's the most obscure has the most obscure lineage. I think what we're supposed to realize is that because it doesn't really look like a European dagger. I guess you could say that the dagger shape in general is European, but it also has the fullers, which I think are what we're supposed to believe are the European influence on this.
Well, they just they discontinued the patata as well, which was another one, the ethnic series. That one was obscure.
Now talk about
Sardinia.
What a weird name for a knife, right?
I mean, I guess it means something to people of Sardinia, but yeah, that's another weird one. Yeah, but that one also just got discontinued. That discontinued list was very not surprising, by the way. It was
the Lil Lum was on there too.
It's let me bring it up, but it is definitely all the things you would expect to be discontinued. I think the one-eyed Jack, the one that we mentioned, a real favorite on the podcast.
Oh shit, missed our boat.
The Sage 2 discontinued after a million years. I mean, if you haven't gotten one by now, you don't really have anything there.
That knife, like, what is the point of that knife still existing?
It's been out long enough. Yeah, the ATR 2 didn't even realize this one actually ever came out.
It did, and I think 3 people bought it. That was it.
The Spyderco Mantra 1, the one that looks exactly like a Delica, but without the one that looks like a Delica with a flipper. The Mannix 2 backlock, that was a weird one. They brought that back and then discontinued it very quickly.
You know what's weird is I kind of want one of those too.
Why?
I don't know why, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know why. I think it's still like it's a very pure Spyderco.
Yeah, I mean it is. It's a throwback to the original one, which was lockback. Yeah, and then the one-eyed Jack, and then the patata. The Ouroboros, that thing got discontinued pretty quickly. That's the Paul Alexander design.
I think I like that one, sort of, maybe. Did I?
I did.
I'm trying to picture. Yeah. I like to say Ouroboros. It's very metal.
It is. So I'll give them that, but let's see. And that's about it. Nothing terribly surprising on there. The little
except the EuroEdge. Like, do you know how much I posted that knife, and I think a lot of people just didn't know it existed because they're like, "Oh my god, that's the coolest knife I've ever seen."
It is very cool. It's very cool, but it doesn't seem like something that would sell in high volume or make enough money to really keep going.
I think it's like a great example of the weird but good Spyderco.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
Exactly.
Yeah, only Spyderco would do it.
Yeah.
They also
Jake and I put a post together yesterday of a lot of weird Spydercos, and we surprisingly have a lot of them.
I mean, those are the ones to hold on to, I guess. The Rubicon 2, they're discontinuing. That was a weird saga with that knife. The first one came out and it was too expensive, and then they came out with a cheaper version, and now it's discontinued. Yeah. I guess you literally cannot win, is what it comes down to. We are a bunch of fickle bastards and can never be pleased.
Sometimes I find it funny that like a lot of designers have a hard time getting their knife produced by Spyderco, when it seems that they will literally produce anything and everything.
Yeah, they seem like they'll take a shot on just about anything. But
the EuroEdge is just something I love, and it was interesting that it has a no lock bar relief, so it's literally just 2 slabs of steel on the inside of it.
That must be a unpleasant knife to unlock.
Not at all. It is a joy.
Interesting. I'm curious to handle that one. That's a curio.
Yes, it is.
Once you have a library with old books and stuff, and you can put that as a curio piece in it. That's
pretty much how my knife collecting goes now.
That's also kind of what I imagine most Spyderco owners are like. But it's.
I'm still lusting for. Jake has one of the little the Spyderco Jesters. And I still want one of those.
That is a knife that only a true Spyderco enthusiast would lust after. Because objectively, there's not that much there. That really makes it that exciting.
Objectively, on paper, it's like, why do you want this stupid thing?
I mean, we all have knives like that.
Hold it, you're like, absolutely.
There, to my knowledge, there aren't any other small knives that allow you to rest your finger on jimping on the front of the blade in a nice little finger scoop.
Yeah,
is it Jesper Voxnays or one of those guys? A lot of his designs have jimping further up on.
Vox puts the jimping really far forward on a bunch of his knives for that.
Which honestly makes a lot of sense, to be honest with you. So
yeah,
I guess when you're
this giant mouse has the jimping like right before the harpoon, like quite far forward.
How is your giant mouse? Does it work?
It's still holding up. I still like it. It could probably be a little bit lighter, but I don't know. It's. I'm not disappointed with it. I think I don't know if I would go out and eagerly recommend people spend $350 on it, but I'm not disappointed with it. So that kind of sounds pretty middling, but I don't know.
A lot of people wanted to go out and spend $1,700 on my next acquisition.
Yes, this one. This
so
roll.
Honest to God, I've never won a lottery in my life, like any sort of anything. I've been to knife shows. My name's never been called. Never.
How many lotteries have you entered where the people hosting it were Armenian, though?
Listen,
I'm calling shenanigans.
This is really funny because I thought a lot more people would be calling shenanigans on.
How did they not?
But it didn't happen.
I'm amazed they did it.
Well, but first off, Sako called me, and he has no idea who the fuck I am.
Wait, really?
So, which is really funny. Yeah. So Tamar literally had to tell him. It's like, no, that's Levon from the podcast. He had no idea. They literally pulled my name out.
It shows how much pull we have.
No.
Exactly.
Either way, my name got pulled for the Shirogorov John Barker collaboration, the Russian Hokkaido. I think that's what it's called. It's got a really long name.
Yeah.
And the knife arrived the other day. They did 200 of them. That's the standard amount they do for any of the collaboration limited editions.
How many did
the last one was this? There are 100 in the United States and 100 in Europe.
I was going to say, that sounds about right.
That's why I'm saying it's not like it's... But apparently it was a huge... I was talking to Tom. They didn't tell me numbers. I only got what I could get out of them. You know what I mean? They said this was the most popular auction, the most popular lottery they've ever had.
Well, I think
the most participants.
Barker has still got a lot of interest behind his custom knives, and Shirogorov does it.
Good knife.
Yeah. So
yes, I mean the knife is absolutely stunning. Like, it is absolutely out of control. The details are insane. What is happening on Jake's mic right now?
Jake shit. Move past it.
Jake stuff. Anyway, the details are incredible. Every little thing is thought out, and not one aspect of the knife is an afterthought. I mean, we talked about knives for real knife people. Like, there's no way that you could say that this knife is worth $1,700, but it's not for that person. It's for people who appreciate and collect, and it's literally a piece of art.
Yeah,
you know what
I mean, it looks nuts. I don't even care where it's made. That thing is insane.
It's incredible. Like, we talk about Shirogorov. We joke all the time that they're actually made in China and stuff like that. It is very hard to say that this was made in any Chinese factory that we are aware of.
Yeah, it's just too much.
You know what I mean? It is sensory overload. If you are into knives and you understand them like the way that we do, you're going to look at this thing and every single time you turn it around and look at it, you're going to find something and be like, holy fucking shit, what am I looking at right now? Like, just that edge, the picture of the edge that I sent to the group text the other day.
I don't even know how they did that by hand. It's nuts.
The fact that you think that they made, the crazy thing is they made 200 of them like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is not a large number by any stretch of the imagination for a Shirogorov, but at the same time, it's amazing that they were able to repeat that. I've handled custom knives like where the edge is just junk. Everything else on the knife is fine, but they don't know how to sharpen the thing. This has taken, I don't know how long it took, but the care at which that knife was sharpened was staggering. Like the actual stonewash finish, the anodizing is completely, it looks like it's coated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The milling, the hardware, the way the pocket clip is machined. I think the backspacer and the pivot collar are copper. I'm not really sure.
The tolerances on the tip seating into the backspacer are ridiculous.
Yeah, they just did that to show off. Like, why they could have just had that open up. They're just saying, look, this is what we're doing. It rides on the infamous roller bearings. The action is pretty good. I mean, you can't say it's bad, but it's not one of those knives that's going to have like that. Just the geometry of it is not going to be inducive to something that flips like my Hati or something like that.
Yeah.
But it is incredible. It is an incredible thing, and I'm lucky to own it for now. I mean, I can't afford to keep it, but I'm sure it will end up in someone's collection that will appreciate it at some point.
Yeah, that thing is.
I hope you have a lot of trouble selling it because I've been slow to get on the Shirogorov train, but my God, I was very, very impressed with that knife. Much more than I was expecting, and I agree completely with everything that you just said about it. And Dave, I mean, if you're impressed already, wait until you handle it because the pictures.
Yeah, I hope you don't sell it before the show because I want to see what Brian thinks of it.
I'm going to legitimately, I'm not going to list it for sale or anything until after the show because I do want you guys to see it. I want some other people there to get their chance to see it because you're not going to, chances are you're probably never going to see it again.
Oh, absolutely not. That thing's disappearing.
I mean, the first thing that people ask me was it worth $1,700? And my initial response is no. You know what I mean? Because I'm a realistic human being for the most part. Is it worth $1,700 to buy a knife? But no. But is for us in this community and for what we appreciate, it is, you start to, it starts to dawn on you that, yeah, it kind of is.
Yeah, it's nuts. I want to see what Brian thinks of it as a CNC machinist. Because
I think Brian is not impressed with much, but I think this one might impress him.
Yeah. I mean, it
looks nice.
Yeah, I think you'll have to handle it in person, I'm guessing, to suss out the details, but it's crazy.
Yes. Well, that was my big.
I wonder how they picked
my big
Boker,
arrival
though.
For now.
I wonder how you get blessed with the Shirogorov stimulus package.
My guess is that these projects are in the works for years.
Oh yeah.
Like this is not like something they threw together in 6 months. Do you know what I mean? Like there are details on this that probably were picked over for a very long time.
Yeah. Although I mean, there is a lot of risk with. You take 2 years to come out with a custom knife. You got to hope that maker's still in demand by the time
I would say
that's over.
I would say there was at least a year or 2 years into this.
Yeah,
maybe when they actually started developing, probably a year.
Well, I'm curious what they'll do next. So they did Southern, right? And they did Mayo. I forgot about the Mayo Dr. Death, the Russian Dr. Death. That was cool.
I kind of like that one.
I loved it, but I haven't seen one of those up for sale in a really long time.
Yeah, that's what happens. These end up in.
I've already seen them on multiple Russian YouTube channels, so you know where they're going.
Maybe I should do a YouTube video on it.
The amusing thing is, the ones that get sold in America are eventually just going to make their way back to Russia anyway. When they're going to make
their way back to Russia.
Yeah,
maybe China.
They're going
to China.
That's true. Yeah, I'm curious to see if there's going to be any big spenders at the New York show. These oligarch types that have been talked about.
My fear is I won't come home with it.
I think there's a good chance you won't.
Yeah, there's probably a good chance that I won't. So if you're at the New York Custom Knife Show and you promise not to drop it, you can come. I'll let you see it.
You gotta get a waiver for people to sign first.
If you drop it, I get to punch you full force right in the throat.
I mean, it's a lot of money that'd be gone. So, jeez, yeah, that thing's wild.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I'm very excited. I don't even take it out every day. I just keep it put away. I take it out, I look at it, and I put it back. It's one of those things.
Yep.
The EuroEdge has been my entertainment. I was very excited to get my hands on that.
Do you guys have a list of? Well, I guess this is it's not Blade, so you can probably see everything pretty easily over the course of 2 days. But you got your picks for who you want to visit at the New York show.
I'm kind of open to just about everything.
I mean, I imagine this is.
Yeah, I just love wandering around blindly at these shows.
I am curious. Tim Britton will be there. I did not expect that one, but he had been sort of.
So Kizer Knives will be there.
Exactly. I thought he had kind of been laughed out of the industry, but I guess not. There's some ones I did not expect to be on here that I am pretty excited to check out. Was to say Steven Skiff? Yeah, that he's some very nice knives.
He was at Blade. He was at New York last year too.
Isn't Ken Steigerwalt one of those insanely talented art knife people?
Like Clockwork Knives.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's pretty nuts that he'll be there.
how I describe them.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. These are nuts.
Yeah.
I'll link some of these Ken Steigerwald pieces. Jesus. That'll be cool to check out. But
who else is on there?
I mean, it's like kind of the people you'd expect. I'm trying to find some more unexpected ones.
There will be more Shrill reuse for me to oogle over.
Yeah, him and his brother will be there. So both of the
cool.
Yeah, they're very talented. Sebastian will be there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Salmonaro was there last year.
Yeah, Salmonaro will be there. I think he's based out of New York.
Cool.
All right, so my number one pick. I need to meet this man, Herb Derr.
Herb Derr.
Herb Derr.
Herb Derr.
I need to meet Herb Derr, and I need to handle Herb Derr knife. This man has already. I am hyping this man up in my mind to a level I'm not sure he can ever achieve. Yeah, his name is Herb Derr. Like this is. I'm all in on Herb Derr.
So he's Herbert Derr.
Herbert Derr.
Herbert Derr. Herb Derr.
I
cannot believe it.
I am very excited.
It's a joke.
No,
it's actually Elijah Isham. He's got a secret name out there.
I think Herb Derr might be a real dude.
Michael Walker is listed on
that is nuts
exhibitor list. I mean, basically, there's not, aside from sheer numbers, you're not missing anything from Blade because you know some of the heaviest hitters in the whole industry will be here, and they were last year too. I mean, Reate was there, Monaro was there, and it looks like they're all coming back, so we're going to have plenty to choose from.
Can you make offerings at Michael Walker like people do with saints, with statues of saints? I do that, like, to be blessed by Michael Walker.
He is a pretty amazing human being.
Yeah, seriously. There was definitely another one that I just saw in here. Matt Diskin will be there.
I'm going to ask Michael Walker to design me a birth control device that actually works. The guy's a wizard. And if anyone can do it, it's him.
That sounds like a you problem. That definitely sounds like a YP.
It's a me problem, but damn, I need a solution.
He wants to make it a Michael Walker's problem.
Yeah, Ghost of Brian Ty will be there. That's actually pretty exciting.
I know. Wait, I have a solution to all your birth control needs. You buy one of those titanium hustle signs from Keybar.
Yeah, your wife will never want to have sex with you ever.
No one was going to have sex with you if you carry that around. Or wear one of their belts that they're kickstarting for.
Yeah, that belt buckle is wild. You got to get.
I want the one with the palm trees.
I mean, you got to let people know that you live a relaxed lifestyle. You got to have the palm trees on your belt buckle.
It just got Jimmy Buffett playing in the background. All's good.
I was gonna say, I feel like that's exclusively available at
Margaritaville. I could picture Brian wearing that belt.
Absolutely, we should buy him one. I hope there is an ability for us to get one still when we can buy it for Brian.
Look, his little mic turned on, and you can see his little squiggle go on, like.
You're such a dick.
You know who's going to be there that I'm excited about? Well, I just more am interested to check their stuff out. It's Three Rivers Manufacturing. They're based out of Massachusetts, which is kind of unexpected that there'd be a knife maker in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
They're semi-local to me, so is Chuck Kadradis, who's going to be there. So that's another person. I'll have to check out.
Nice.
Who's the guy from Rhode Island whose knife you have? That custom.
Steve Carroll.
Yeah, doesn't look like Steve Carroll.
Steve Carroll.
Yeah, Steve Carroll.
Steve Carroll is a bit of a recluse.
I mean, his knives sell pretty quickly on his Facebook group. I think I'm in it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that happened.
And most importantly, our number one fan and our number one friend of the show, Mr. Tom
Aaron
Klein.
Frederick. Oh, we're going to talk about Aaron Frederick. I thought that's who you were going to bring up.
That's a good segue into where is Aaron?
Okay, we should. Aaron,
is he drunk?
I see what you're doing.
My God, you guys are a bunch of asshats. That's all I can really say. And Jake, you have no love, you fuzzy nut fuck.
Wow.
Welcome back, Aaron.
That's very, very creepy. How did you get here? And what are you doing? Is that the fucking sunflower seeds again?
No, that's not me, you cocksucker. That's somebody clicking a knife.
It's you ass clown. I can see your squiggle.
I can't help it. Oh, well, maybe it's hitting my beard. Yeah.
Oh my God. You know, people actually want to listen to this, and you're not making it easy, Jake. I can see that was you. Anyway,
With
Aaron,
me.
hi.
Hi.
How are you, buddy?
cocksuckers doing? Well, I'm tired. I just got done with the second grind on 25 slip joints, so my back's tired.
Are you looking forward to sharing a bed with Dave at the New York show?
Well, I can cuddle with just about anybody.
We'll leave that to you and Jake. We know how these things go.
Well, you know, I am a sailor. I can hot rack with anybody.
Perfect. So what else have you been up to?
Really just doing that. I'm trying to do some automatics, and those are always a nice, good, slow process. So that's all that. So, and I'll apologize to everybody on the podcast because I'm not drunk as much as I'd like to be. I'm not.
We can tell because we're all kind of have this lackadaisical attitude during this recording, and it sounds like you're not much better.
Well, I mean, I'm still in a good mood. It's just I got a PA appointment, and they have a tendency to not like it when my liver function looks like I've almost died. So,
is not drinking like tonight beneficial for the liver damage that's already occurred? I don't understand what difference it's going to make over one day.
I'm sure it's not, but I didn't even drink this weekend. Well, I can say that I did drink some beer, but that's not really drinking. That doesn't count. That doesn't fucking count.
Beer too, but it doesn't count.
That doesn't count. I mean, there's no anal bleeding or anything with just beer. You know, you can't really destroy your body unless you've been taking 13 or 14 shots.
Aaron, I have something for you to look up. Are you familiar with the Monroe transfer?
Monroe transfer? No, I'm not.
Could you do me a favor and type in?
You are, just not by name.
Oh my God, Brian!
Okay.
Where did you? Jesus Christ! Yeah, could you just go into your search engine of choice and type in Monroe transfer and read the definition for us?
Actually, don't use your search engine choice. Use Bing or something. You don't want this polluting your normal search engine.
Just click on the first link that pops up.
Dave,
don't do an.
This is 2018. All of our phones are listening to every word we say. You know.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
So can you read the definition for us?
Oh yeah, it says one person sticks a tube in their ass and then sticks the other end of the tube in somebody else's ass and shits in their ass. Hey baby, you want a Monroe transfer? No, you sick son of a bitch. That's all it says. There you go. Urban Dictionary.
That's how we're going to. That's how Brian's knives are going to be delivered. He's got a new production knife coming out. It's going to be the first knife to be delivered.
When you buy it, there's a drop-down menu. You can pick DHS or Monroe delivery.
Why do you think I want to go through dealers? I'm not doing that shit.
There's only one maker that I could think of that always does Monroe transfers, and it's Eric Monroe. Anytime he has every transaction is a Monroe transfer.
You know, I don't know anyone that's gotten that directly from him, so
that's why.
I'm guessing he's not going to be a guest on the show anytime soon.
I mean, probably not. He doesn't know we exist, so there's that.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
I still couldn't believe that Sacco at Recon 1 didn't know who I was. I'm a little upset about that.
You're offended, aren't you?
Did you yell at him? Do you know who I am?
I did not.
Do you not know who I am? You ask.
How do you not know who I am? Anyway,
and BladeHQ couldn't come up with Dave, so.
Oh my God!
Oh, yeah, no. Let's get back to that. You know what? All right. You thought there wasn't enough energy. Let's bring the energy to this podcast right now. Yo, it's on site with Ben and the whole BladeHQ staff. Put some respect on my name.
You got a shout out. You got the shout out. You're all the other guys at the Knife Nuts podcast.
There's only one guy, motherfucker. It's me. How hard is it to remember? Levon, Jake, Brian, and Dave.
Well, let me just tell you this.
He was laughing and shit at that point. He was in another place.
I think it's because I forgot to send them a patch.
Yeah, I sent them 4.
Both had that patch and I forgot. So maybe it was intentional. Yeah. I retract that statement.
I think they sent you some of those chips that causes anal leakage.
Oh,
what I think. That's right.
There's also a fish that if you eat it, it gives you anal seepage.
Butterfish.
I can't remember what it was. The butterfish. Yes. I love how it came. Jake, did you hear Pat talking about it in your head? Like that's all Pat used to bring up is the butterfish. Oh, it gives you the anal leakage. Yeah, orange discharge.
6 times he told us that as though it was the first time we'd ever heard it.
Yes, the butterfish. Back to knives.
Wow. Boy, this place has really went downhill since the last time I was here.
You ain't shitting.
Well, let me tell you.
No, apparently I'm not shitting. I'm leaking, apparently. I don't know.
Get a cork. Well, the first half of the show was almost entirely dedicated to knives, except for the beginning, where Dave decided to talk about, of all things, a fucking backpack.
Yeah, way too much time.
Was it Dora's?
No, it was from Maxpedition. So you'd think the people that are into the tactical bullshit will enjoy that. I don't know what your problem with the backpack is, man.
I got no problem with the backpack. I just think it's weird that we talked about the backpack in depth on a knife podcast.
We know who's feeding Ed Shemp the LSD. It's you to keep him designing these knives because you were waxing poetically about that shit for hours.
Didn't we have a joke featuring Ed Shemp as Ed Shrimp or something like that a long time ago?
I don't remember anything that happens in any of our podcasts. It's probably why we repeat the same 3 jokes every episode and refer to the same 3 stories.
That's
true. I will have to say the really good episodes that I have been in, I usually don't remember what went on in them either.
Dump it from my memory immediately.
That's interesting. So, Aaron, what are you bringing to New York?
I've got some of the Trash Panda kits, the regular blade that I did, and then actually because of John Gray, I wound up designing another blade that it fits in the same handle, but it's a different blade. So there's going to be another blade style. It's got a lot bigger belly type of a deal. John basically, we started talking about.
Did he inspire the design? Is it a design that's supposed to look like John Gray?
No, it's not. It's not Papa Bear.
But it is.
He wanted. The ones that he's going to do, I don't know how he's going to grind them. He just wanted to be able to do one to put more of his kind of opening hole in the blade. Compared, and he had to have more meat on the top of the blade, so I had to raise the blade up. But I don't know if he's going to have time to do them or not. I just got the blades till I can send them to him today, and so I won't be able to send them till tomorrow. And I don't know how fast he works.
I'll get on him, get him over to him, and I'll make sure that he gets them done.
Because I know he doesn't usually do his own heat treat. I think he has a place that actually does a good heat treat for him, so he does that. He's not, so he'd still have to take them and heat treat them and all that kind of shit. So I don't know. I don't know.
So then they'll be at next year's New York show.
Well, it depends. It depends on how quickly he works.
They'll be at next year's New York show.
Well, we've also got the TKI coming up. I guess we could do them for that. So
there you go.
Which actually they're adding a show. There's 2 shows at TKI. There's a show the Saturday and Sunday plus the TKI. So I haven't figured that one out yet, but that's what we're going to do.
There'll be more shows now?
Well, there's a whole group of people that would like to do the show that don't just do the TKI. And I would say to qualify for the TKI, but shit, I don't qualify for the TKI. I just do the show. Some miracle of something happened. I don't know. But so they added where there used to be a knife show and in Las Vegas at that same time. That show has pretty much just turned to shit. So Steve decided what he would do is have a Friday, Saturday show and the TKI. So everybody that's doing TKI, we're still doing everything the same way. But there's also going to be a knife show at the same time, just not at the same times. You know what I'm saying? So Friday, Saturday, we'll do show, and then we'll do the TKI that evening. Or something like that. I haven't really looked at the schedule exactly the timings because I haven't been able to plan that far out. But I know everybody loves to think that everybody has their knives all planned out for 6 months in advance. But shit, I barely get my knives done before I walk out the door. So
I'm gonna try, and I would like to try to go to SHOT Show, and like I guess it's all that same weekend, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, SHOT Show runs for like 7 days, so. You can kind of do all of it. Yeah, it's all the same week. And I used to do both. It just going out to the SHOT Show is such a bitch to be able to try to do and then still get knives done. But I used to go out there trying to sell my gun sight. So I used to try to do both. But
do you still do the gun sight stuff? I think you do, right?
I still do the gun sight. I just, I'm a small maker of a small product, and you can't get into box stores because the way the corporations have set everything up is so fucked up. So
you sound like a communist.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I know what you mean.
Well, box stores, you have to have more than one product before they'll sell that they'll buy from you. And when you have sunk $25,000 into a patent. It's pretty hard to come up with more than one product when you can barely fucking jack off in a jar when you're hungry, So
that's something we can do in the hotel room.
Well,
I am getting another fucking room.
that's a limp biscuit right there. Well, God. I have a room. It's just everybody wants me to come stay with you, so I'll
trade you. I'll take your room, and you can just jerk off into jars or whatever with Levon and Jake.
Hey man, when you're really hungry, you just got to do what you got to do.
I had to sign up for this shit.
So, Aaron, is there
a lot of beer?
Is there anyone you're looking forward to seeing at the New York show?
Oh, I want to rub Jake's belly and rub my fingers in his beard.
Oh, it was me last time that got that treatment. Especially
since he wasn't excited to see me and he wanted to see Tom Kern more.
Mm-hmm. You just call him Tom Kern. I like that.
I'm sorry,
Tom Kern.
Kern. Okay, sorry.
Tom Cornuts.
I've sold out completely, and I just go by Patreon support.
Patreon, you motherfucker! I've got 4 knives for the fucking podcast at this show. And you're gonna fucking sit there and rung me down the road
for Patreon.
Rat back.
Actually, just the opposite. I still just can't get over that Tom is a Knife Nuts supporter. But hey, it's a crazy world. He seems like it's too much of a stand-up classy guy to support a group like us.
Well. No, he's a significantly stand-up guy. I guess he just likes you. He doesn't like the podcast. He must just like you guys.
Yeah, that's true. You only have to like 3 of us to like the Knife Nuts, apparently, according to Ben at HQ.
Oh, yeah, you could be like BladeHQ.
I love these guys, Jake and Levon and Brian and whoever else there is.
Yeah. Don't even get me started. I'll start changing Tupac lyrics to be about BladeHQ. It's going to get very messy.
When
we're going to lose all of our sponsorships very quickly.
Rap lyrics that nobody knows about.
Yeah, I'm in the wrong podcast.
I definitely wouldn't know what the fuck you're talking about. So,
the song's from '96. You should know it.
No, I wouldn't.
I was implying that you're all old. You old pieces of shit.
That's okay. You can call me old. Just don't call me a rap fan. There you go.
I'm trying. You know what I thought would be fun for us to do is go through this 2019 Boker catalog with Aaron.
Oh shit!
Does John still have knives in the Boker catalog?
I would imagine.
I think he has. I think he has that one fixed blade. Yeah.
No, John W. Smith, not a.
Oh no!
Oh yeah. They came out with a couple of his models last year.
Okay, I didn't know. I really didn't see any advertisement on those when they came out.
Yeah,
I just
they need to put some respect on John's name because they're the ones made in Germany, but like I still am not super confident in the quality.
No, they work terrific. They really do. It's just I had to get involved with that because that was after he had the stroke. So I had to get involved with trying to make sure all that was still going on, and I really never knew exactly what went on with it. So
yeah, no, they came out. Yeah, but all right, send this shit around.
Well, I only had the two. There was two that they sent to John.
Oh, no, I bet Levon sent the catalog.
I'm trying to find it. I think the only one I found is in German, and it says the Winter 2018 catalog. Do you think that's it?
It says Outdoor Collection 2018, and it is in English, the one I have. So I'm sending it to the group right now.
Well, I don't think that's it. I think that's the one that was out for 2018.
Oh, was there 2019?
I'm looking for.
Wow, you're hitting them.
That's the one. Considering it's November, a 2018 calendar seems a little silly. But this one's. I
think you all ought to just get in a ring and fucking knife fight. Get that shit.
This one specifically says.
So it still doesn't even say 2019. So you're just full of shit and being mean.
But it's very specific and it's German. So,
well, I will say that the only ad that I seen on it was in something that I had to give to Wolfgang Lechner to tell me what it said. So I guess it probably was in German.
Wolfgang? Hold on.
Yeah. You guys made me need to drink. You know that?
I feel like this is
okay. Yep, got the catalog. It's not the one with the man.
No,
with
this
the
one has the word.
Front.
This has the word herb in it too. So
no, it's their barber.
It's page 6 and 7.
Why are you drawing our attention to this?
It was page 5.
Well, this is where the knives start. I figured this would be a good place to begin. God damn it, you people are impossible tonight.
Can I just go through and yell ugly, ugly, ugly,
this
ugly?
Is derivative.
Derivative.
All right. Yeah, okay, so we'll go through. It'll be in there.
I mean, it's 368 goddamn pages, so.
Yeah, well, we'll click through them pretty quick. You know how this stuff goes.
Jaeger Gold. There's a bunch of.
Okay, we'll skip. We'll skip through the Jaeger Gold shit.
Yeah, skip through the ones with corkscrews.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that shit.
Oh, the Jaeger.
Yeah, that shit.
No. There's Les Voorhees.
Now I'm looking
on page 16. Yeah, it's the first recognizable page.
Man, most of these knives are uglier than I make, and that's saying something.
Are these all just like only available in Germany? I mean, jeez.
Yeah, I was going to say I've never even seen some of these. Maybe. Oh, some of these fixed blades.
That could be something that they do well. I've never handled one. Not just the German. Oh, I had a German-made Boker. Remember that Onso design?
Yeah, I feel like we bring it up
because we brought it up one other time. No, I was referring to those daggers, those integral German-made daggers.
Wait, I think I actually found a nice one that I haven't seen before. It's a new model. The Boker Plus Roundhouse. It looks like it has a China D2 with some contoured carbon fiber scales.
Does it say
liner lock?
Morta?
It is the first new folding knife I see that looks like a relatively attractive design.
That is nice. Look, it's got. Yeah, well, that's where we're at. We're at page 66 and 67.
Oh, I was on 44, and Burnley's got a fixed blade in there that looks all right.
I'm just saying the one above it, the roundhouse with the little pivot collar, that actually looks kind of good. All right, there's on the next page. There's some more fixed blades with some wacky looking micarta G10 like thing.
What is the under the Burnley? What is this? The Farkas Nomad. What is that blade shape?
It looks terrible, whatever that thing is. There's clearly some specific purpose for it that I don't understand.
Go to page 66. Did you look at the ones on page 66? The ones that we were just talking about? Now we're on page 68 and 69 with the Boker Spain shit.
That's what I'm saying. What's the purpose? Because I don't recall seeing a blade of that shape exactly before.
Wait till you get to page 73 where you got some awesome gun knives. And by that, I mean gun knives that literally look like guns. You want a handle that looks like sort of like the butt of a rifle? God, these are bad.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, it can't be.
Oh, that's really bad. Yo, and it's right under the stout...
bullet shape.
God, what was the stout one called? Lateralis, which are which were, according to you, I don't think I've handled one still, but according to you, they were really nice. And then right under it is the AK-17, which with what looks to be like a 9mm Makarov casing.
They really didn't want to get that copyright infringement from Spyderco.
I don't know what that's supposed to look like. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe a Makarov.
The AK-18 underneath it isn't much better.
Does it say? I think it does. It say Aaron Frederick design on it. I think it does.
It could be one of mine if it's ugly as shit. Nah.
This is literally all of the like Mall Ninja Dream knife features incorporated into one knife.
The AK-10.
I swear these really should be made by fucking Frost Cutlery. These ought to be Frost Cutlery fantasy knives. Gil Hibman should be getting some money off his shit.
Yes, I guess I'm going to another page because this is too much.
If you go all the way to page 83, they've got anal probes. I don't know what the fuck it's supposed to be, but it looks like a bad sex toy for me.
Oh, guys. Go to page 9091 of the PDF, 8889 of the catalog. We got some more Quakens, some new Quakens.
11 Quakens.
We finally get a frame lock version of the Quaken.
Oh, shit.
Like feeding multiple generations of Lucas Burnley's family. And I respect him for that.
That is impossible.
This page is his children's college fund. We have 11 knives from 11 different versions of the Quaken.
So let's see what I can tell you about that. The frame lock one.
Mm-hmm.
It's der Ugensplicken. You know that.
Naturally.
All right, so there's a Boker, there's a frame lock of the Quaken. Great.
Mm-hmm. That is new.
And two new mini ones? Does that look like, what is that?
Yeah, there's 2 new mini ones.
When you think you're done with the Quakens, on $98.99, there's yet another Quaken in a fixed blade variety.
No.
And then a Big Bear.
They have a million versions of the Urban Trapper still, so I can't really say. Boker, I didn't realize how much Boker just takes one design and just keeps changing it slightly.
John Gray's Accomplice shows up on page 100 and 101 of the PDF.
It amazes me that my knives are too ugly to be included by any of these companies. After I look through all this shit.
No, it should be noted that the Boker Accomplice that I gave to a friend of ours who is a police officer is still serving him well. It did end up in his leg at one point. I think that was user error. Yeah, something about like he was jumping out of a SWAT truck and someone had like I don't know pulled it out halfway to thinking it would fall off and it ended up stabbing him somehow. I don't know. Either way, apparently it's sharp.
I cannot wait until you guys get to page 120. This catalog takes quite a twist.
Holy shit, 120 is just an advertisement page for everybody else.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It just turns into the fucking CRKT catalog.
Yeah. Put the fucking troll gif in this because oh my god.
It's like their whole product line.
It turns into just when you thought it couldn't get any worse. Plot twist, CRKT catalog now.
Well, then you finally found something that's worse than China D2. It's CRKT.
All right, I normally wouldn't comment on this. Guess what the list price in Europe for a Spyderco Paisan is? That new frame lock from Reate, the Integral, €800.
Oh my fucking god!
Holy shit!
Yeah, it's like 13 or 14 bucks.
That's $1,000 some if the euro is even close to what it used to be. Yeah,
it was when I was there.
It looks like there's actually new CRKTs in this catalog. Ones we don't recognize.
There's still a whole line of Kit Carson stuff in the CRKT. I guess they're bottom barrel on that.
That'll never go away, I don't think.
No, I mean Kit still made the best knives they ever did, but
oh shit! The production version of the NFC chip enabled line steel is in here. Actually, if you go far enough.
What page are you all on? I'm already into the Spyderco shit. I couldn't look at the traitorous bastards of CRKT anymore. So I don't give a shit if it's slander or not. Why don't you just stab somebody while they're fucking deployed? That's all they fucking did to me. So fuck them.
Apparently, that one-eyed Jack is still in this catalog.
It is. I saw that.
Word has not reached them yet.
Hey, has anyone handled one of the Black Snow Spydercos yet? Subvert?
They're not out yet. Believe me, when that, like, literally everyone in the knife community is waiting for the Black Snow Spyderco right now. We won't be able to escape it once it's out. All right, I'm literally going to fall asleep.
I'm aborting
catalog. I'm closing this.
Yeah, I'm all for that shit, actually, because that was sucking the soul out of myself right there.
Of your beerless body.
Sucking the soul out of my beerless body.
We'll have to put an ad somewhere in the middle of that catalog bullshit.
I hope so.
Well, you have to say
that was disappointing.
This catalog is so bad. We should hear a word from one of our sponsors whose catalog is full of excellent products.
I just want to know who the fuck would sponsor you guys. Who's sponsoring you all?
This episode of the Knife Nuts podcast is brought to you in part by PVK Vegas. PVK has been selling knives on the internet since 1996. They are the largest Microtech dealer in the United States, specialize in automatics and balisongs, and have a strong selection of high-end customs. Visit their showroom on the Las Vegas Strip, a 5-minute walk from the USN show. Use coupon code KNIFENUTS for 5% off your order. Thanks, PVK and Kizer. We love you. On that note.
Well, I mean, I know most people will miss it, but you guys actually, you all haven't put it out, but I will have them at this show. So you guys will have some knives of mine.
Oh, shit.
That will be going to fund the podcast and all that kind of stuff that I've made special for the podcast.
That is very exciting. I didn't know if we were giving that as an official announcement.
Yeah, should we do an official announcement?
Yeah, well,
I guess we should build some hype or mystique around this.
I mean, there's you got one of each model. One of the it's not the kits have been out very long, but so the original blade and two of the new blades.
Well, that's very exciting.
Will be there. So. So you guys will have those. However, you'll sell them or do them or whatever.
Awesome.
So that's up to you guys. Yeah. But they will be at New York, and
that's very exciting.
You guys will be selling them from there. So
that's very cool, man. I can't wait to.
Everybody sounds so fucking excited right now. I can feel it.
We're definitely stoked and honored,
especially Brian.
At this point, we're so fucking.
I can feel Brian. I can feel his excitement just gleefully resonating over the microphone.
I'm very happy. Now it's just I buy myself another 6 more months before I have to do the same thing. So I'm just every time another maker steps in and does it, I'm like, oh, good. I just bought myself some more time.
That's some real team spirit you got there, buddy.
Well, I'm just glad that I can prolong his suffering, and that way he just gets he just gets to think about it that much more.
Did you guys hear Jake's Southern accent by proxy come in just there too?
Oh, I heard it.
Oh, wait, you all ought to record him after he spends the weekend with me, because you said like for 3 days that it just didn't leave his ass the whole time after he listened to me talk.
It's almost as if you give him your accent via Monroe. You give him your accent via Monroe transfer.
The best thing that can happen this episode is we fucking throw this whole thing in the trash, dude. It's bad. It's bad.
It'll be the first time all of us will be in the same place at the same time. So oh my God, we have to give away a knife. Holy fuck. I can't believe we almost forgot to do that.
Well, what you do is on Friday, we'll set it up, and I'll be plenty liquored up, and we'll have a fucking record.
We'll do a Gonzo one live on the scene. But we should probably give away that knife.
No, give it away. Go. All right, here. These are the people that have entered the at least the $25 tier of our Patreon. Who is someone sharpening something? Because this is ridiculous.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's my dick. I was sharpening it.
That's weird, but okay. How should I do this?
I mean, how many people are there?
Fucking
how did
quickly,
I fuck it up before?
Quickly before you fuck it up again.
All right.
No, I'm doing it. Number 4.
Okay, so there is a wild card, a blank cartridge in this Russian roulette of knives. My mom is someone who is in this, so if we pull her name, we get to pull it. We'll pull it again.
Minimum is 1. The maximum is 7. Generate. Here it comes. 6.
6 is Mike Hostutler.
The number 4 person is so disappointed.
You just won. He just won an APurvis Blades Primordial. Congratulations, buddy. He is number 6.
I know what his username is on Instagram. It's That's Not Gone Well. But this just went very well for him.
Oh, I've even sold that guy knives. That's cool.
Well, it makes sense that he is a patron of our show, and
yeah, I sure did.
We've done business with him before.
We'll be in touch.
Well, congratulations, buddy. I'm glad you won. Actually, if anyone on this list, there's not anyone on here that I would be depressed that they won. Let's just put it that way. We love seriously, like these guys give us all at least $25 a month, and the least we can do is at least throw them a knife every once in a while. Yeah. So I'm very happy about that.
Just don't throw the knife at them.
Well, what a nice surprise for him. If he was able to listen to this the whole way through, he has to send me a code to say that he listened to this to win. And the code word is Juji Fruit.
Okay.
So if he has to send me a DM that says Juji Fruit. And if he doesn't send it to me within the next week and a half or after we drop this, we'll give it to somebody else. Just to light the fire under his ass.
That means he could be getting 2 knives from the Knife Nuts at the New York show, because I am returning his Ace Biblio to him in a much more fixed...
In a Monroe transfer?
Yeah, well, that's how we were going to do it, but now that there's 2 knives, I don't know if I can swing 2 knives in there.
You need a bigger tube. Oh, my God. Brian hates us.
All right. See you all.
All right, that's the end of the show.
Let that motherfucker brew.
I'll start preparing for it now.
Thanks for everyone who hung out with us.
If y'all want to do a recording on Friday or Saturday, let me know.
Sounds good. We will. And the recording. Abort.
All right.
Okay, we're recording, but you gotta cut out the middle because I didn't get a chance to say.
Oh, of course.
You gotta cut this part out too because.
Yeah.
All right. So, Aaron, we did this thing where we lead up to you coming into the to the podcast where I'm like, Aaron, I call your name, and I want you to just jump in like you've been there the whole time, waiting to strike. Does that make sense?
How fucking corny are we?
It's going to be fucking amazing.
That's fine. I just need to know what were you asking about?
Well, nothing. We're just going to say we wonder how Aaron's doing or something. I can't remember. We didn't have any context.
Well, I said we were looking at the list of the New York show exhibitors, and I said, "Oh, look who's going to be there! The best friend of the podcast and the biggest fan of the podcast." And I said Tom Crine, but everyone else said Aaron. And Levon was like, "Speaking of Aaron," or something like that.
I said,
"Oh, why don't you come in? You should come in and like belittle Jake for saying it was somebody else."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly
that's a good idea. Just come in and be like, "What the fuck?" or something like that. Just start yelling about how you're.
This shit is more scripted than a reality show.
This is gonna be good. This is gonna be great.
Shit is garbage.
Yeah,
this is fucking trash.
It's gonna be great.
Action.
The pressure's on.
I can't.
Well, you got to hit your mark, man.
I'm at my wit's end. Look at all the little lines coming out of Aaron's.
What is line?
What is line?
What is line again?
What is line? I did not hit her.